Hey, my name is Seth Towerherd, and I'm the founder of Digital Podcast Farm. Quick recap of why you should trust me with this information. I spent the first 10 years of my career in traditional media, so I was an on-camera host for an Emmy-winning TV program that broadcast nationwide, as well as a syndicated morning show and afternoon show host, depending on the year, out of Chicago, reaching hundreds of thousands of people in multiple markets. Currently, my own podcasting efforts not only fuel my business, but also are downloaded, watched, and listened to more than 70,000 times each month. So when people find out I'm doing that stuff and the career I've had in media, the next question is, okay, so I want to do this, but what do I talk about? Because most people realize that podcasting can go places that video and the written word just can't. So for example, I'm going to do laundry right after this, and I'm going to listen to a podcast. I could not watch a video while loading up the washer. I could not read an article very efficiently while loading up the washer. I'm like scrolling and like sorting color. No, not going to work. But podcasting goes places no other medium can go. All right. That's the good news. The bad news is you may be kind of staring at the whiteboard with nothing on it and saying, but the possibilities are endless. What do I ever do to make sure that this is connecting with people? Like I want to talk to customers. I want to talk to my tribe. You know, I'm an artist. I'm a writer. I'm a business person. I have something to say in the world. It just seems so big. Where do I start? And the first thing I always say is, before you do anything else, spend 3 or 4 weeks listening to a lot of podcasts and take notes. Okay. So do not start your podcast. Listen to a lot of podcasts, take notes on your phone, small notebook, whatever. Figure out what format or rhythm you like. So some podcasts, it's just an interview. Some podcasts are like 3 sections every time. I'm a contributor to Relevant Magazine. They have a fantastic sports podcast simply called Relevant is Doing a Sports Podcast if you want to check it out. And the format is part 1 is pick 6. So they always pick 6 different stories to talk about in sports that week. And then part 2 is always the interview. It's a 2-part podcast. Before you ever sit down in front of a microphone, you need to be crystal clear on what your formatting is. And how do you find your formatting? You listen to a lot of podcasts and you steal somebody else's idea. After that, you need to decide who your audience is and what they care about. And you're not going to get it right. So you're going to do about 10 episodes that you realize are going to be downloaded by like 9 people because you're going to email it to your friends and work contacts or whoever, you know, is out there and put it on social media. And you're going to be okay with the fact that there's 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 people listening. You're going to try anything. At the end of that, you're going to email those people again and say, okay, I've done this for 2.5 months. I knocked out 10 episodes. What did you like? And from that, you'll be able to distill down what people are really paying attention to into whatever your idea is. And at that point, you need to go back and say, all right, I'm going to plan this out quarterly. So for the next quarter, what are the guests that I am going to aspire to have on? And what topics do we need to cover? Okay, let me talk to you about getting guests. In my next video, I'm going to tell you how to get, up to your podcast up to about 10,000 downloads and views in about 3 months. Okay. It's going to cost you a little bit of money, but you can do it because it's the chicken or egg thing of like, oh, my podcast doesn't have any audience, but if we just had guests, then my podcast would have a bunch of audience. Not necessarily true. You need to build this organically and then the guests will come. Okay. So just to recap, do not start your podcast right now. Listen to a bunch of podcasts and decide on your format, or contact us and I'd be happy to work through that with you. And then you're going to do 10 episodes as a test, and you're going to ask people for honest feedback after 10 episodes, not before, not after episode 6, not after episode 2. You're going to get to 10 episodes before you ask people. Then you're going to know what they like, and then you're going to plan out quarterly. And as you grow, I promise you, you will get bigger and bigger guests. So once you get to that magic number of 10,000, the world is yours. All right? So that will be video 2. Stay tuned for the next email where I tell you how to get to that magic 10,000 number.